Hello, wonderful community. I'm Katharina Seidler from Resource Yourself, and I love to share everything and anything Reconnective Healing. This week, I just want to speak about a few reflections that I have about living with the frequencies and the changes we may experience. From the beginning, there were waves of different intensity of perceiving the frequencies, and I'm sure that you experience this too. So you may know that I just moved to Germany and started a new job, and I'm terminating 15 years that I lived in Spain. I'm leaving behind a marriage that failed and a culture that never quite ended up being my home. I've known this for a long time, and so actually now it's a time where lots of things are getting easier and more positive, and where I get so much more support. But I went back for a week because my son is still with his dad, and rather than taking him back and forth, I came to see him and to spend vacation with him, which you can imagine in times of Corona in Spain, this isn't really, well, it's not exactly pleasurable for me to be here. And so I first got sick and I had to delay my travel. And in these days of being sick, I also didn't feel the frequencies in the same way that I did before. For weeks now, I've just been so aware of the frequencies most of the time. And so this was kind of like a breakdown. And it continued this way. I got to Spain and I feel so strongly all the fear and the tension in the air and all the ending of cycles. 60% of the shops, or I don't know, 50 or 70, aren't even open anymore here in Barcelona. And I'm not sure if this is just because it's summer and a difficult situation, or if they actually went out of business, but it looks desolate. And between the heat and everybody's tension in social contact, it's very hard for me to bear. And I would have probably suffered with this situation of being so negative. I could observe my thoughts, just rejecting every experience. And I focus on being with my son, which I really enjoy, but when I'm so low and so negative, then so is he. And so it's been quite tense and aggressive, and it's been hard not being able to create that joyful place and time and moment for the two of us. It's been getting better because, as always, when I come here after a few days, my body adjusts. But I've just been desiring so much to be able to connect. So the one thing that I experienced in the first few days was when I took my son, when I brought him to bed, and we always read a story, or I tell him a story, and then I always do reconnective healing for him, just a few minutes, so that he can relax and sleep. And even though I had played with the frequencies before, I didn't really feel so much. But in those moments with my son, we both totally relaxed, and I could sense the frequencies and this openness. And in those moments, I knew there is a perfection. It's perfect for me to be here, for him to be here, and for us to say goodbye. And so usually I would enter into this wantingness and this desire to, open up and be more positive and change this. But I realized that there's another way of looking at this. Maybe my time here is just over, and I'm experiencing the opposite of flow. And that thought actually makes me really happy, because it's the flow and the ease that directs me towards something. And so when I'm moving away from something, it's normal that there wouldn't be flow and ease, or there doesn't have to be, and it's okay if there's not. So I just decided to see this as a sign that this is an ending, and the kind of way of, let's say, there are things dying in me and around me, and it's okay because dying is a part of life. And so I am getting through the days, and I am enjoying as much as I can, and sometimes I'm not enjoying, and that's okay. I remember Solomon, and this really is comforting for me in those moments, that we feel just less if we want it to be there, if we want to make it happen. So I am developing my skill of observing and being present with whatever is there. And I'm also quite happy that in a month we'll both be in Germany, and I know that just physically being there is relaxing and much easier for me, and it feels much more positive. And I really don't say this with judgment. I just think that I'm going through the ending, and the beginning is near, and they're blending into each other. And I know that whether or not I feel the frequencies, I'm exactly where I need to be. So this is what I wanted to share with you this week. I hope that everybody is enjoying the beginning of this beautiful community, and I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences. Just leave me a comment. Let me know what moves in you, what thoughts you have, or what it reminds you of, or in which way you have had similar experiences and how you handle it. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I see you next time. Bye for now.